Or comments on this?
I will call the meeting.
As far as it goes, this is Dan Hiller. As far as it goes, I know board members can't buy equipment, but how does that work with Mr. Dahlheimer if he's interested in buying that single axle truck? I mean, if he gets that truck bought for considerably less than what we spent repairing it, and then our residents are seeing that same truck servicing our roads, isn't that going to be a slap in the face to our residents? I mean, I don't even know if he's interested in the trucks or not, so I hope I'm not putting words in his mouth. But, you know, I don't know what your guys' thoughts and opinions on that would be, since he had our plow contract with it. What you guys would think on that one?
Comment?
This Bill Whitcomb, I'd be okay with him with the smaller one if that's something he feels like could fit his fleet. I don't feel comfortable with that larger truck on our, especially in the fall and in the springs, you know, with the weight of it. And like Thomas said, it's a 9-speed. I mean, that thing, you're going to be spending most of your time shifting and running the plow. So, anyway, I guess I'd be okay with Mr. Dahlheimer can put forward a good bid on it, or a good offer, and he wants it. I'd be okay with that if it's legally okay.
Yeah, see, I guess we'd have to. I don't know how that. I mean, and I don't even know if the guy's interested in the truck or not. Maybe he's not even interested in it. But I would just more thinking if we sold a truck for considerably less than what we've got stuffed into it, and then all of a sudden it's back out servicing our roads, I just don't know if that would not sit well with some of our residents. You know, if we take a pretty good licking on, you know, what we get out of the truck.
Be honest with you, that was a former, I don't even want to say board action because I don't remember voting on it, but it's going to be offered to the public. Initially, anybody's got crack at it, I guess. We as the board are going to have right of first refusal to the price before we start. You know, we're not liking what we're going to get. Yeah, honest with you, we're going to take it on the pants no matter which way you go. To put, I don't even know what the repair was it $20,000 for the engine into a 20-year-old truck that we paid $5,000 for? I just, any way you look at it, you're not going to get your money back out of it.
No, I realize that, and it's just where you keep going back to where it's a $5,000 truck. I like I say, I was just more questioning on that. Like I say, I don't even know if he's interested, and he might look at it and say, hell no. So.
I guess if somebody wants to try to shop them and come with somebody having an offer at the next meeting, we still have the right to refuse a number rather than a person.
Yeah.
Whatever would be. I mean, we're not going to. We can't decide. Well, we're not going to accept this because it's whoever. If it's the highest offer, we probably would be willing to accept it regardless of who it is. That would be my opinion. If anybody wants to make a motion regarding disposing of the trucks in any way, shape, or form, entertain a motion. Anybody?
This is Bill Whitcomb. Dan, you had mentioned that Thomas, I'm not sure how this all happens. You've been selling things on, I don't know, you said Facebook Marketplace or something like that.
It's virtually the new Craigslist, if you will, without the scammers.
Well, if somebody wants to make the motion, I'll second it. I just don't know how to word it.
I would propose, I would move the motion that we sell both plow trucks after research is done as to the approximate valuation on what we could get out of them.
Is that your motion?
That is my motion.
I'd second that.
Motion is made and seconded to sell both plow trucks after we study for the evaluation of what we can get for a value of them. I believe that's the gist of the motion. Is there a second, or is there further discussion?
Mr. Dahl, if you could you send out an email to board members, just what they are, what year they are, or Tom, maybe you've got that information, what year they are, and just kind of get some specs on the trucks out to people, and if we've got any paperwork showing what we've got on repairs on them would be helpful if we're trying to kind of come up with an idea of what something's worth. Right now I know they're yellow or orangish yellow. That's about it.
Any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, we'll proceed to vote. Motion is to dispose of both plow trucks after we study to find out the value and attempt to get, I don't know exactly, it's kind of an awkward motion, but basically that's the gist of it, I believe. Is there any further discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote. Mr. Duden.
Aye.
Mr. Hiller.
Aye.
Mr. Stokel says aye. Mr. Whitcomb.
Aye.
And Mr. Wilhelm.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Move to the next page. We got new supervisor.
Hey, Gene, this is Bill Whitcomb. Point of order here on something. We also had the grader discussion on there. Are we going to table that till next month, or what do you want to do with that one?
When's the best time to look at doing what to do with the grader? Is there a hot time to
I mean, I would think that if there's a time to sell it, it would be now, not in the fall.
Correct. I would think so. Or are we too late?
Maybe. But, I mean, maybe we should just make, at least go the route of getting an evaluation on it to see what it's worth so that we're kind of ready. I just don't think leaving it letting it sit a whole nother year is really all that great either.
I agree, certainly, that if we're looking to dispose of it, that we should, the longer we wait, the older it gets.
Thomas, would you be willing to look at the evaluation on the grader also? Or Dan?
Yeah, I could take a peek at it, just give it a walk around and a once over, and come back to the next meeting with kind of the condition of it.
And maybe what the going rate is for them?
Yep, I can do that also.
Thank you.
I can talk with some buddies at Ziegler and just kind of get their specs, their input too.
Any further discussion on the grader? If not, we'll move on to new supervisor informational briefing and documentation.
That was one I had brought up last time, so I've started pulling a list together. If you guys have anything, I think it's one of the things that I sent out. It was a Word document that had a lot of different things that I wanted to start looking at and pulling together. So if you guys have any other things that you feel are missing or have questions on, or you'd like to see, since you're some of your new guys, just let Doug know, and then we'll get it added to the list. That's all. That's where I'm at on that one.
Okay.
Don't pull it together.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Doug. I have acquired the flash drives as per last month's direction.
Okay. Any other comments?
Not from me.
Okay, we want to build a list of township assets. I know you started. Ken was going to work on it.
So, Gene, this is Bill Whitcomb again. I don't really know what types of things we need to be listing. I was going to ask Doug, what types of things did they ask for when they're doing the audit? I mean, are there certain things, like is it big ticket items, or is all the way down to socket sets? What are they looking for?
They didn't get any specific questions about particular items. But one of the matters that came up early on in the initial questionnaire was about an inventory of office equipment and supplies, so that, and I think that probably the same thing would apply to the shop. But yes, that's a project that he does undertake, is to get an inventory of all of the equipment and supplies we have here.
Okay. I don't have anything else on that. I was just kind of wanted some clarification on that. I think Steve Flager's kind of been starting on that already in the garage side.
A nice spreadsheet build just for your now or whatever it works. I mean, my spreadsheets for assets, I've got basically anything over $100, especially anything with the serial numbers down. I've got that down to my steel weed whacker. I mean, it's a $200 weed whacker, brand new, but it's got a serial number on it. So I've got that itemized. Socket sets in my toolbox, 3/8 impacts, short and deep, snap on. It's just so you can at least put a name that, okay, we own this. Where is it?
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you.
We will continue to work on that. When I talked to the auditors, basically the only thing they were really looking at was if we had a mortgage on the town hall, and then related to what we paid outright for the fire truck. That was the biggest concern. They were looking at like big ticket items. They were looking at how many pencils do we own. So moving on to a workshop to work on chart of CTAS, set up a subcommittee. I think you guys.
Yeah, Doug already covered that.
Okay. We move on. Keep moving then. Set up a workshop to work on employee handbook, or set up a subcommittee.
I brought that up there. I mean, we got so much on our plate right now. I'd move to kind of table that for a little while here.
Okay.
I don't know if we need a vote on that or not, but
Well, that was motion. You want to make that a motion, or just?
we can just keep kicking it down the road every month if we want. I'm fine with that.
Next item is be asked Planning Commission to clarify and rework ambiguities in the zoning and ordinance for residential and so on.
Mr. Chair, this is Scott Richards. At your last meeting, you had passed a motion to move this item forward to the Planning Commission, and at the June 1st meeting, they'll continue discussing it. And that, I think Thomas Duden had brought up the issue of the subdivision Silver Lake Oaks, and that is exactly what we're trying to correct with some of these zoning changes. So it's in progress.
So, Scott, this is Bill Whitcomb. So you guys don't have any questions or need any direction? You're good.
No, your authorization at the last meeting was what
okay.
we did, so we're moving forward.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and the board should identify township operational documentation deficiencies, policies, and resolutions.
Again, I've got a list of that kind of started, just policies on, dust control. A new one I added, beaver removal. Just different things that we don't really have policies on, so that new people stepping in aren't having to reinvent the stuff here. And I maybe that's the one I sent off. So anyway, I've got a list, and believe I sent it off to Jason Hill too. Some of this stuff I've been trying to just bounce it off him real quick and try to keep our conversations to 5 minutes or less, because then the time doesn't add up at all.
Okay. If we can move on and keep moving so we get you guys rested up for tomorrow. We'll move to new business, approve liquor licenses. If you want to approve all 5 at once or do them individually, it's up to you. Someone would make a motion to approve liquor license.
This is Dan Miller. I'd make the motion to approve all 5 liquor license applications for renewal.
Yes. Motion has been made to approve all 5 liquor licenses, alongside Moonshine, Old Log, Princeton Lanes, and Shooters.
I'd second that.
Mr. Chairman,
Pardon?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make an amendment to the motion. I'd like to waive all township fees associated with the liquor licenses to the 5 organizations.
I don't believe the township benefits or gets any money out of that. I think we just have to provide approval.
I thought we
County,
charged
they'll
20%
come
of
to
what
us
the county
with,
charged.
What's that?
I thought that we charged 20% of what the county does.
Mr. Dahl, do you know? I don't believe we do.
Yes, that is correct. On our fee schedule, it shows for liquor license, it says 20% of county fee. Now the county is prorating those already, so I believe they're crediting 2 months on each license.
I would like to waive all fees from the township. These guys are already going to have a hard enough time getting going.
Mr. Chairman, just a suggestion from an amateur parliamentarian, should act on the first motion, and then if the fee would be a second motion.
Right. The motion has not been given to the public yet, or to the board yet. Motion was made by Mr. Hiller, second by Mr. Whitcomb, to approve all liquor licenses for long siding and Moonshine, Old Log Liquor, Princeton Lanes, Lounge, Shooters. Motion has now been made and seconded. Now is there discussion? Mr. Duden, this would be the appropriate time to make your...
I would like to move the amendment to the original motion to waive all township fees associated with renewing of any liquor licenses.
Can I strike that? I'm fine with waiving to the bars, but liquor stores are making pretty damn good money right now. So Old Log Liquor, that's a liquor store that can be open. That was not required to shut down. I'm all in favor of the bars, but the liquor stores are making pretty good profit right now. So I don't know.
Fair point.
Okay, you can speak against it, but right now the motion is to amend the main motion by adding the words and waive township fees. Is there a second to that motion? Is there a second to the motion to waive the fees?
So do we know what that amount is for the township?
You would have to look in a. There's probably different amounts. You'd have to look in our budget, I suppose, to see what we got last year.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
this is Doug. The county fees are based, excuse me, on the type of license. So an off sale is one particular fee. On and off sale is a different fee. So the off sale, I believe, is off sale license is $500. But 20% of that would be $100. And the on and off, I'm not quite sure what it is. It's a little higher. Well, here it is. On sale license, on sale liquor with license with Sunday is $1,700. On off sale liquor with Sunday is $2,200. So they get pretty hard there. Off sale only is $500. On sale wine and all that is fees. So each establishment would get a statement from the county.
So our off sale would be $100. Off on would be $340. The off on with Sunday would be $440. Okay, is there a second to the motion to waive the township fees?
Bill Whitcomb, I'd second that. With
Made and seconded.
With the exception of old log liquor.
Well, you can. Okay, the motion is.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to amend the main motion by adding the words "and waive township fees." Now, is there any further discussion on the motion to amend the main motion only by saying waive the township fees? Now it would be appropriate, if you wish to add another amendment.
This is Dan Hiller. I would like to amend the amendment to waiving the fee for the 4 bars, but still charging the fee to the liquor store.
Okay, motion has been made to amend the amendment by adding, to simplify it probably would be to say except old log liquor. Is there a second to that motion?
I'd second that. Bill Whitcomb.
Okay, is there any further discussion on the motion to add the amendment to accept old log liquor? That is all we will be voting on. If we are going to add the word to the end of the motion, except old log liquor. All are in favor or against? Mr. Duden?
Aye.
Mr. Hiller?
Aye.
Both aye. Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
And Mr.
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Okay, we are now voting on the motion to amend the main motion by adding the words waive the township fees except old log liquor. Is there any further discussion? Is there any further discussion? If not, we will proceed to vote. Mr. Duden?
Aye.
Mr. Hiller?
Aye.
Vogel's aye. Mr. Whitcomb?
Aye.
And Mr. Wilhelm?
Aye.
We are now discussing the liquor license motion to grant liquor licenses to the 5 liquor selling licensees in our township, waiving the township fees except for old log liquor. So it's the entire motion as amended. there any further discussion?
No.
If there's, somebody make motion or say something? Is there any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, we'll proceed to vote. Mr. Duden.
Aye.
Mr. Hiller.
Aye.
Stokel's aye. Mr. Whitcomb.
Aye.
Mr. Wilhelm.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion is carried by a 5-0 vote that we will grant liquor licenses or approve liquor licenses for the 5 establishments, waiving the township fees for everybody except Old Log Liquor. Next item is review Bremer Bank proposal for account changes. Mr. Dahl, I believe.
Did everyone get the proposal from the bank on that one? I sent it out.
Yes, I got it. This is Bill Whitcomb. I received it.
Yes. So,
Yes.
is there any discussion?
Yeah, this is Doug. I'd invited the gentleman who proposed that from the bank to be here, but apparently wasn't able to make it to explain the situation. But
Full night.
Are there any suggestions, recommendations, motion?
I would move to postpone this.
Motion has been made to postpone the proposal for account changes. Is there a second to that motion? I will second that motion so we can review it more properly. Is there any further discussion?
If Gene, this is Dan Hiller. If this is something that we want Bremer Bank to talk at one of our meetings next month, if we could bump this up a little bit earlier than 10:30 at night for either Mark or Brian. I'm sure either Mark or Brian would be more than happy to answer any questions that we have, but if we could bump it up a little earlier next month for them guys.
Right, we could have it toward or at the very beginning of the agenda.
Yeah.
yeah, this is Doug. I'll be sure to do that.
A motion has been made to and seconded to postpone the proposal from Bremer Bank. Is there any further discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote. Mr. Duden.
Aye.
Mr. Hiller.
Aye.
Mr. Stokel's aye. Mr. Whitcomb, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Mr. Whitcomb. Mr. Wilhelm, I'm sorry. Apparently the
Aye.
Whitcomb is in here. Thank you. Is there any other business to come before the meeting? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Dan Hiller.
I'd second Bill Whitcomb.
Motion has made, second to adjourn. Mr. Duden.
Aye.
Mr. Hiller.
Aye.
Stokel's aye. Mr. Whitcomb.
Aye.
And Mr. Wilhelm.
Aye.
Thank you. We are adjourned.